abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mambye sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho kire bukire abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mambye sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho ndabasimanja abana bekambya bateganya karora mwakenga itaka kugiri mwatura kusera kokulya ibyo bakongora uliyo muto itujya wina maiso baitukiburora sayo kukura matuko nukinako uli banka hatinyo wendi bangenzire bukire abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mange sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho bukire abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mange sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho abana mutule esaha niyesaha obwire bukire twatwa akatuyu kaimuke ebyabusa ati sikafukanga nibyo abachina tegeka esaha ebahoireho kwesigango nanka aliyo arategeka chukanguwe mukozi atakongole sesire okwate kazi na bidi bukire abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mambye sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho bukire abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mambye sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho bukire abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mambye sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho bukire abana mwimuke muraire mutanywe emitwe batubireki mambye sasire izoba lyakire kubyamuka hetera kikiwe kyoroho kikiwe kyoroho wanjale ngaro kikiwe kyoroho kikiwe kyoroho samba tugende kikiwe kyoroho kikiwe kyoroho wanjale ngaro kikiwe kyoroho kikiwe kyoroho samba tugende kikiwe kyoroho sanjare kali kwanjara weganye bali kweganya abasoboye bakasobonokerwa ababye penere bali ha penalty kyoroho kikiwe kyoroho wanjare ngaro kikiwe kyoroho kikiwe kyoroho samba tugende kikiwe kyoroho olinzire kubazangu nanka yaiba asiba na bolo walo jakawanga abasomere nabo bakagwera empuka iwoha kugera bote sonoki kikiwe kyoroho wanjale ngaro kikiwe kyoroho kikiwe kyoroho samba tugende kikiwe kyoroho bakamba ni museka mulikenda ikokere katukole abana baligonza.
Yes, nakutangira no kusemera kwingi muno nyenchendo akaire nikafuka kurunga hano fopoto urirota kandi urere kurungi wakundura kadaja kupulirize nikusema kwa naitwe ha 40 TV kandi muntekaniza ya My Planet with the Superhost Hamilton. Ntukugonza muri ka family ya 40 TV habo kuba obanito tosa kandi kitukora kurungi. Kino kintu cyakana ibiro kwezi 22 kwezi kwa kabiri omwaka 2024 bwire burungi. Bukire kurungi nufuka amahehero and for poto kanyetegerize ngo nebicheke bihereino ndibirena for poto baliyo nabo ni batunga okufukirirwa amabeha marungi agakuba twetero bwire takatungira enjura akajura kake nikagwa kaino buzale na show enu rundi tekanize enu My Planet akuba nikagwa nikaruga omunyikara yitu himulirize. Superhost Hamilton ningoza kumanyisa ngo oborabaga norora nohulirize 40 TV utatekerezaga ngo oli muntu ndi weno oli okoli wa haro linga horabo oli hona munsi yona umanyo oli part of this family oli muntu wa 40 TV kandi tukugonza niwe nsonga hawakintu bahana tutukubaliza mwanya kuonka ntumanye tuna abantu abakuturora tuna abantu akutuhura ntutekaniza ntuteranize bitekerezo bitu ukombekese yitu Toro Uganda Africa nese no kutarahamu nkusimira muno abo kuba mbere ntero bwire ntale naiwe nkaba nayo kumalira Friday wiki hoide kasumukano nja kutandika ne bigambo bike ebirukwataho esana yese n'enyikara yitu nimanya My Planet ko kuna bagambye kanyongera ku bagambye nja kwikarga ni bagambira never get bored or tired about what I repeat concerning this show akwa ne sana yonke tekanize ne sana yonka kandi nebazaho ibintu kutwongera itwena nkabe kazi bense ngo nambere se netali this planet usaho umuntu asobora kuomera no kuona mbajungu horkuro no mbarkwiragura abandi bona mu continent ya Africa busa muntu arkomerera hansi endi yona twinensi nyingiho kamunana undi mwende soko bazike na 10 hata ukuba kuseliza nukuzora urikiro nibazeta planets chonka ziri zombekerwe hakintu kimu eke kuzireta hamu ili kamuvuli bojo kirinka kigega bojo kirinka ndagambata kitekerezo rolo kizora na mbere so kusanga hati ko kunye nemeza hano haroho kinde kinyakuroho haroho kalamukanga hano haroho kwate kinde hano hati binu osobora kubyeta obisanirize planets hati kinde meza yono niyoyete universe so hati itwe tuli a planet earth haro universe haro planets ezinda universe hano kukorkorora kindu kiri hano haro Jupiter Mars haro Neptune nezindi Venus nezindi nyingi so hati obomezi cyenda mwenda 10 obo abantu bona komera nebihangiro byona ebimera nenyamaiswa na buli kintu obomezi buli hano a planet earth and so obundu kujhanu kabaza planet earth rundi kabaza My Planet as a show I really should nitekereza of course nyo ni manikura I feel it I have passion for it not fashion. Yes, that's what I tell you. I enjoy this by passion not by fashion. So this is what we are talking about. Hati ncho lugambira ngu haru hebigambe kugamba ngu nature is left lane for humanity. Nature is left lane for humanity. Nature nibi byohango tuhingulirize birungi mukabe byatwaye fauna and flora ebitukurora ebimezire emiti nturora amaizi nturora itaka nturora ebinyansi nturora ebisoro embogo entale nebinte bindi ebyona ntubanye tubyetaga komera obomezi oburungi nente nembuzi nenkoko tubyetaga abo kuba ebimbu tubyamusente ebimbu byokulya byitu ebimbu kubyeyitu ebimbu naharga mu bibazi no gudo bono boso kutekerezaho kandi ukiramuno hati nkemiti neturugirwa mu royo turkwica tukabakurungi tukasemererwa tukacyanganuka nemugase ndiyona mkenku enyomezo kombekesa kora sengenge ko cyamakara kombeka amaju nebite bindi emigaso yebyo so together this is my planet that I'm proud about and I think you should be feeling it by now as we discuss in my planet. You are saying this my planet too. Hati yo kunogamba my planet nyonga my planet nenoga my planet yo tagama jo yangi kunu ka Hamilton but haliwe make self reference my planet and another person will say the same and together we shall say our planet. That's what it is. So nature is left lane for humanity. That's my opening quote for this morning, Thursday. Kakutwale kwa taito ebyabaireho ekiro nka kinu, not Thursday but date. Ebiro kwezi byabinabiri okwezo kwa kabiri otoma mwaka ki. So you can begin guessing. That is mental feeding. Guesswork? No. You may not catch up with it. You never know. Waso kubwino kuliko kwembaganiza. Ebintu bingi ebyabaireho munsi mu byafaayo mu science, mu politics, mbyendema, mu byedini, mu byenyekale ya bulikiro, mu byentasha. Many things happen every day in the world, every week, every month, every year. By the way, let me remind you that this show is bilingual, using both languages, Runyoro-Toro, Runyakitara, and English, so that everyone is not left behind but brought on board and we move together forward. Okay, so mumaisoku ndirekle ohara batarakhindukire kutunga omugenyo turaba nawe saisatu no kuyongerayo kandi omugenyo ogu baija kubona abazo limi hatali karuno ndukubaza dakika ene ja kubaza lulyo nabayibiraho kake English akonja kuba noraneragiye nayo ija kubona sana yonka mlingogo. So nabweki ntwetaga buli muntu wenda wa buli mlingo guona wa background yona abe natunga omugisa kukugendera hamwe naitu nchokurora olimi tutabara muhanda hali tikirigenderwa cyo kwese bibiri kutwara ubwire bwingi no kukora tuta no kugamba ngo tubazongereza baitu twinde kukwatwao habo buli muntu wenda akachweka karukwasa bulimi rwako nikamukonyera na hira kuguzo muntu ondi wahulira ulimi ruli orundi kubasa. That's very important. So byali 22 okwezo kwa kabiri omwaka 13 way back mwaka 13 hati keroke ntugamba 2024 harabiro emyaka endi 10 hayi 10 so teri 10 yona bitu hayi 10 ruwenda na noja kusanga nobotahire mu myaka musi yedini y'abakatoliki baino mwebembezi niwe papa baitaito niwe papa musi yona niwe takugambire president wensi yona abwendikiza y'abakatoliki ito politically musi mundu tutuine mwebembezi haluyengo wensi yona kulemesi yona politically betu economically nabo tetuine karo kutukatugamba America mbientasha ni kabanere mesi yona kutwarham betu nabo nangu hakuhara amahanga gandi Russia no weraba mukikaro cya kasatu mbientasha is a strong country baine ebyo guda binge byo mwitaka nkama ngita gas nebindi hati China niyo yimukiremo kuba ya amani muno ni hambi America tukacha with it or even bypass it rundi grabeho betuteka ikireyo hati oku I've diverted a little bit kukwa perspective yobwembezi bwensiano kamaze kwebigambo bintu ko kumbine hano nuko mbebazeho kake otunge kisadi no kumanya no kwetegereza habakuba nukwijja kagamba today in history ebyabairiho akasumi kako tenugarukiraho nakugondeze kandi nyagomba muno nico ndukulengera kugamba ngo ngalisheho kake omuntu atunge perspective okumanya ensi ko kugenda haturugire na mbere tuli na haturukuja hatali kutekereza ngo tukurura akasumi kanu nibyo byoka biroho nibyo byoka birabere henyuma hatabeho bindi kandi omeso tashobora kuba bindi no. And the explanation I give after reading the statement here of today in history helps us to expand our horizon of understanding the earth, the world, the planet, how things happen in the world. This is very important in as far as I'm concerned. So I go. Today in history, 22nd February 1300 or 1300. Nugo mwaka hati yogu 13 kukurgambe kumibiri ya brenena bitati ndogamba 13 enyumuku myaka nyingi nabiro. Pope Boniface the 8th issued a papal bull. I will explain what a papal bull is. Stating Jubilee year. I will explain what Jubilee year is. Granting forgiveness of sins and debts for those who fulfilled various conditions. Yes, deka nyorubiye munye yorubezemu n'abandi abakusana kanyo mu kwetegereza ururimi runo nuko twambwira ko n'ururimi rwaitu ruguda tutakwetegereza. Hano byali 22 ukwezi kwa kabiri umwaka 13 Papa Boniface ubundi mutoito tugamba Benefansi ndi Boniface timanye bitu is Boniface uwa munana ba papa bandu beija hati papa kikubyo nko mutwe ko kugamba headmaster ko kugamba chief executive officer ona Rwanda hijondi taito omutwe gundo bukuru ndikikubyo nikisigaraho nibikandi bakaindo bino bakijwara nibikara nacho hati gulu ene niyo taito ngo mutwe mukuru go mwembezi wenyikiza wa Catholic Mission. They refer to him as Pope in English, and that is Papa here in our language. So oni Boniface wa munana akataho ekiragiro Papal Bull decree. Papal Bull is a decree in their context. Ekiragiro rundi entekereza rundi enkora eyo mwaka agurukweta Jubilee ya Jubilee kina makuru maingi kirumu kusemererwa to jubilate kirumu kwehura kurungi kirumu kuganyira kirumu kwiriza haihi kirumu kubahamu kirumu kutekereza hongana no kusekangana kina makuru maingi bitati hati ntwija kubantorora hakuganyira engige nkuru yakarangira omwaka gukuganyirwa umwaka gukuganyira kuganyirwa hali aba abanyakwine bibi n'abena mabanja kako bagire bahikirize kandi kuganyira ari kuganyira ni papa kandi wargamba ngo oganyiro muno boganyiro aho kuba hali nambeke rugamba ngo kusumura hansi dikusumura no mwiguru kusumura kuba hansi dikuwa no mwiguru so okutini kuja kujayo muno habo kuba it could be a debate of some nature, but the whole point is that I just wanted to give you what happened on that day among the many historical facts, historical happenings or incidences that happened. So akarangiro mwaka gukuganyirwa ebibi na mabanja nomanya mwese budo tusisa we sinned, and as far as the godly nature is concerned hati mubuntu habuti tweka nita tusobezangana tubihizangana obundi mu bigambo obundi no mu bikorwa asobora kujuma umuntu asobora kuchomera umuntu asobora kumukimba manje kukimba kulikuta nacyo no kirolecho asobora kumutera echo cyaba kikorwa asobora kumunyaga senteze asobora kumubaza kubi kumugeya all those things hati abantu babihiza. We annoy people, we disappoint people. Yeah, betali ruhanga kakubota kole byagoza hati ngabya ebarkweta sin ebibi. Kimu halibyo kwita abantu. If you kill someone, you are a sinner, you are a murderer. Hati oli muisi. Echo kibi mesoga ruhanga. Of course nakono mu bantu kibi. Betati tugamba kuli mesoga ruhanga na kyeta sin. Kuno korwa cyo bwisi mu limi rwito rwa bulikiro. Kwiba omukazi tali wawe kumufora mukazi wawe ukagenda kukora nabyo kikuru kandi kuno mu Jondi no bakubali mwana buhara nacyo atakaswiro kandi tali ni ugenda kumuswera ntaniwa muswire umulingo ukogu hati byo bigalihire hata workicya abantu abatikiko tikibatalazamu kakebitu rukokiri so omukuru nakakimanya kandi akakirora akimanyire ngo musi hari mu buceke bwingi mu bitekerezo bwabo no bikorwa tusisa kandi sobya yatera abantu bamukama ngo kubaraganyirwa kakubagira bahikirize bahikiriza beha begalihire biriyo kuteguja kujama umuntu bitweke muhalibyo nuko kwikiriza ngo osisire ito ngo mu bantu ko kutugamba ngo gusingira ali habike kakuwa muntu musobeza no mugamba ntetegerize kubihiza ni kusobize ni kusaba kunganyira hata uko tukweta ko kwegarukamo ndi kusabe ganyiro hati is requesting for bearing with you or to excuse you about that but mu byedini tugamba to repent kwegarukamo repentance is related to sinning so okwatulika ibicawe kandi ukakireka kandi ukasaba okisisire rundi okoze kubi kukuganyira hati twaba directed tusaba ruhanga nibatuganyire ako tumanya amani g'obuntu abantu tebakuganyira bibi. They don't forgive sin because they are sinners as well. Each one of us individually and collectively as human beings, we are sinners. If you are not a sinner and they have put you into that basket, you'll excuse me, but without apology, from all sources of research and conditions and everything, we are all sinners. None of us is perfect. So nabweki hati wala buli msisi kanyowe nine ekisobeze mu maiso ga ruhanga ngabini onganyire hati nyo kisokutankora beitu muntekereza nenyikiriza ya madini gaitu nikikora kuba bagenda kuli mu maiso go mukuru mwiramizo nibasaba kuganyura penitensia kugaruka mu kwejuche bibi musordoti na kusabira na gaba nibyagambira na kwataho then but the whole thing is that omwaka guno ogunagamba gwa 13 mu kwezi kwa kabiri bero kwezi 22 papa nibo yaterekite nikimanyisa ngo 1299 cyari kitaro so abantu obundi bali batakwetegereza ne basisa tikumanya rundi bena mabaje tikumanya cyoka galigaro of course betu ningira akabaro kutalibanizibwa kwingi betu mutomo gwa kuganyira habo abandi bona obor kwikiriza ikirukwetagisa ukasaba kuganyirwa ukahya kwegarukamo kagamba kubireka so noboganyiro kusikira antekereza so kiragire omu eklezia katolika rulengo rwensiyone yakwine kitebe cyake kuru mu Italy mu rubugo rukuru Rome cyoka baine kichweka cyo rubugo rwabo kabakatoliki papa na berekara kwarkweta Vatican where the Holy See is Holy See no papa obo oko kule kitebe kuruki so enyikirize ejo dikiriza mu bindi byo kuganyira bibi na mabanja kakuba oyikiriza barukuba nibakuragira okuyikiriza tindu kubimanya ni detail bitu kindu kumanyaho ekenya kuli common to most of us ka ebibi meso garuhanga nuko okuyikiriza ngo ukasisa rundo sisire ndo saba kuganyirwa cyo gambira meya ogo ekitenisa saba ryonga inde kigambo cye ekya gusingire no etera mu kifuba no garuka mu gusingire me akulupa something like that. I'm not very sure. I don't want to distort people's things. So I wanted to share with you that aspect of today in history. There are many things that we can talk about today in history, but that was the chase of today. But remember, nature is a lifeline for humanity. Without nature, no life. And so you need to protect nature, to conserve nature, to preserve nature in order to have your life preserved and kept, and you live a normal life. Okay, so nitakubaza ubugambo bundi bukitakageze kumuraho maisaho ubugambo butaito obunugoza nabo tubaganeho in general terms kama halibo nukungu amasomero gatandikire amasomero gatandika for sure yes that in particular nimbazaho senior yo kubanza mbaza senior kubanza yatandikire kurugira mu abali bekitebe cya musanjo mako guhire obakozire kirengezo barabaho rundi bahika bayeto amasomero hanyuma yo kubakomamu abakuru bekalire Kampala kitebe kure cyebye birengezo UNEB Uganda National Examinations Board bakomamu bana abagaba bandu bage no bagenda mu isomero nako umulingo kogo so hati weekend wekaba detandika kiro cha balaza Monday first school term in this year katandika abegi basine kubanza bakatandika having passed PLOE or primary living examinations so baitu tukubantura ba masomero ite nkaba makuru tetegereza amasomero agama abana abegi bize kurungi amasomero agandi bayizira bake agandi bacyali bataito muno the explanations for each situation hareke kusobora wabuli song ekimu halibyo na mbere bayizire bayingiho rundi bayingi for that matter haruho ebintu kabisatu ebinyakulo abazeire they are vigilant, they are positively aggressive, they are focusing on education so much for the future of their children and for their even socio-economic well-being. so nibagoza abaana baabo basome no hakuba enjekale gumangaine ebya sente nibitalabaniza nibagamba nangwa kangene baze na mukuru w'isomero nsaba akuru abekirize omwana wanga atandikege kusoma hakira atandikisebike binyakuru the basic requirements obundi no sente bitaito kake obundi no haratarona kikumi baita namwe nabaka sente kataito omwana bigenda asoma nyaburiwe nyechoka hamweko ni talibana ni nkora njya kwiruka bwanga kasente katwale sente zitwale so eto ndikurwa harabajuru omuzaire kura nagoza muno omwana wasome but also too omuzaire nawe nasindikiriza arikusindikirizibwa ya omwegi nawe obwakuba nagoza kusoma nawe nekana naye kamiso muzaire rundi wabaza hamwe omuzaire psychologically mwegesa wa mani muno mukugu mukurora abantu abukono wabazara nabana amanye tekereza yo mwana uko kwiri generally omwana nagoza kusoma nangu bakumurora ene mu mutima gogoza kusoma nabana murora mubikwatire mubalizeye mubikoreye so namwe kambisa muri hata runo mwegi nasobora gamba buzere namugamba dad ko kwagambe bugamba bya hato nuwe tata hata urugamba tata murutora abamtakutete na hura na sana na tamiru wangu akira mwete dad onaga misenyo hata yo bagamba rutora rwakara dadi kan tam mbere ntakatungira ibitabo mande ndagenanta so hati bigambo kebyo mzere bwakuhura na hura kurungi wakuba nagozo mwana asome wakwa namanye ukuru bwo kusoma so ni bakwatanizo mzere no mwana rundo mwegi echo nikibansonga habwaki abana bakwizira mu bwire natino mwana atajya kusigara kandi akahaba rundi akalema rundi atakoze kurungi kusoma is one of the factors why many students have reported for term 1 of senior 1. The other aspect is abanyakwizera hagati ho bakeho no nambere omuzaire arozire agamba takayikize kucweka cya sente kikoto mano kaba cyane hano nteja kuswara nteja kwemuka mu isomero tatwele fees yona so nagamba mwana wange norenyekana ko kwe ngumisiriza wiki ya kabiri gitujya kwatungira ka sente kayirire gutwara mu isomero hati aho bulira harona abana bamu nusanga nagoza kusoma bitabo condition yeje tekumikiriza genda ekyakabiri onde nawe naba obunda reluctant a little bit so habo nicho kurora amasomero agamu gakatunga habegi on average numbers average numbers yes so hati kichoka cha kabiri cha reporting for first term of first year of secondary education ekyakasatu na brabegi balibake muno factors nyingi one obundi omuzaire akalengaho mwisomero eryo kubasaba habo kuba sente tizikukanya kasumikano there is economic crisis in the country for the general population iyo bora botali mwabo uli mugudo ne bisente byao na matungo ganda buli kintu iyo tumuli bayingi kwingano bwingi bwabasigereho haba Uganda kandi abena abana bakwetaga basome na bene byetage bindi also kusanga by percentage wa 10% iyo abagunda abo munsi ya Uganda na tole room musoko muri bicweka 10 haki 10 idore mbaganiza yebicweka 9 10 hachienda nororota inga hata kuteraniza 10 hachienda baki 10 so tugamba 10 haki 10 baitu ijuka ibicoka 9 bya abantu ba Uganda entasha yabo netalibalizwa mu teto ni jakake ni jampora hati ubukuwe nabana babiri basatu ni kutalibaniza abana kwasindika mu isomero akasumikamu akutandikiraho ekyo kimhabwe byetasha tuli musongemo yakasata bwake abana bandi tibakakanyire mbasomero cyongera mu bucweka nkabusatu akacoka ko kubanza ezo sente kutazoka muno abantu tagaye mutebara kukora babyamire konka hano nibakora biteze kujya kurungi ukora takusasura mu bwire nawe nakugambire byakora bikazamuletire mu bwire ulikora jegere wakererwa hano hakererwa na hano hakererwa like that akagiga kamo mu rugigo rwakasatu rwabege ku reportinga ndegenda batete ingige ya kabiri mu isomero bene barkukozesa ukiramo na masomero agatara kusage kwa muno government agali private go kutugamba ndoga kubaga government ebyetago bingi netaga choka netaga kalamu nebitabo byabegesa kutekaniriza netaga amaizi amasomero agandi getaga amaizi of course gona getaga gabena amaizi kandi getaga na amasanyarazi akwa genda laboratories ne byetaga bindi ya so ne bintu kebi no kusemeza nabegesa akasente kakachairu ne pera yabo nabakoza abandi abaringaniza kutembera compound kusingura gukora hakuba bege bita ati bagenda bikara bitekanizibwe tahali nkakara na beto abanzaga kususa ndi kunja ndi kutembeza gati kutembeza gati ne njora hata keje silasa but definitely the most modern part of it machine wina ukora masanyarazi na battery mowing machines, yes, betukara twakora oga. So hati nabano bakusara za compound okusingura bakwaki no kuinganiza no kusibura za kilasi n'ibinte bindi n'abandi basasuru kandi abo n'abandi betaga sente ziko wingirizurwa mu bazaire government zero kutamu basomera gakusagi kwa government habo kwiga ku mwana hire hicyombeko tiziri nyingi kandi cyakabitsi kwizera mu bwire yo magire haraba haroho stakeholder or employer uwakererwa akasumya karikiro wingi kusasura ni bamweta government mu department sezinde za government basasura mu bwire betezo taito no sanga ho kayibiri hayikumi bete department so ndetongole kiro wingi mu government empere kirakererwa so hati na sente zo kusindika mu masomero obuze kererwa ni kemanyisango haliyo gap hali betago ebikwetaga kwikiriza ko mwegi asome kurungi mwegesa yegese kurungi ni somero lirukanganizibwe kurungi betuka kuba omuzaire atagire cyahere mu bwire headmaster mukuru w'isomero and headmistress whoever that individual is tende ko kwa alirukanganiza isomero so nagam omuzaire barabotena sente zo zero nazo banzoleke so dusanga begi beja bali bake mu isomero ejo okay abandi engendo zibatalibaniza abandi nebyo kujuwana nibatalibaniza begi ka uniform nebyo kolesa gebitabu na kalamu so omulingo riko guli those are the general considerations habaki handi abegi bayizire kurungi muno mu bwingi niyo fact yo kubanza bagambire the economic socio-economic welfare enyekara nungi abazaire nibemara bikwato biroho na begi bali willing no mzaire nagonza nenyekara ne musobozesa abakabiri abazire bakeho ni entasha nkenke mpora na abamasomero nambere bakugumanganamu kake but still abegi nibeja bakebake hate kichoke cha kasatu nambere hali abegi bake muno nendekana hekuguma omuzaire mugumirire isomero gumirire kakuwa sente stage ebyo kutandikisa tibiroho and that's where there is slow reporting or gradual reporting things like that. But having said all that, all the same omwegi oborabo maze kuchetegereza kano cyachetegereza kano yega kwega tukwaye utanagiriza kwega mulingo gora no warabo takagenze mu isomero don't lose heart ningoza kugumya utachweka mutima utagarukira otehwamu otenoba oteyanga munyowe byange bihire nangu uineye bitabu byo kusemera kusoma mukoko uina abantu kusemera kubazana bo mukoko uina kunihiro kusemera kubana ko mutima gwangu ubwene bugenda kweka ndogenda mu isomero kandi buli ko kasoma P7 wagmara. I understand you could have done it the hard way obundi ko abantu gumirirwa but still you went through and caught up with it and passed and so otugire no kumalisibwa ngundogenda mu isomero kandi mu isomero naka ndogenda kusoma hata kikukereriza nizo sente izo sente omuzero tamsalaba habokuba ko yakuzire atanda kusagika no primary no secondary na goza beto engaronke ka komane hucha nikimanyisa entashank echa mu buranganizemu akasento karakanyakanyam no jagenda mu isomero so cyonko tekaramuka ukamoma obwongo ukatariga obwongo kutugamba ukora kuri kusoma ibitabo bikebike biroho soma ukora kuri kaguza uburabo ina kasimo kako endoro rayo rurabite byamageze birakongera ubwongo bwawe kutagata bwo kwetekanizo kusoma kurukongeraho hati abinaho ko busimo bwa smartphone hariho services nyingi harangisa nyingi ho kutunga ibintu bishaka rundi birunge byo kwega bikakongera mu areas zitalizimu mu binte byo kwega bitalibyo rundi ubundi mbagezi baba bariho muka hari abanya kusomera ubundi muzere wabo abandi hari abanya kusomera ubundi no bataye so twena excuse twena kwetonganira kona kugamba nyowe ntagenzire karora kano ko mwengesa ndi karora bawo kwiragura blackboard ubundi ngamba primary hati mbatendekera gande we have whiteboards tukwetaga na choka kwandika or bawo kuri sigenzire kwandikeho no things like that. But the point I'm making here is that omwegi obarabuli mwegi kandi kwega cyo mugaso muno no semera kwikano etekanizo wire wona wenda kunihira no kwikiza no kwisiga one day you are going to be in the school again second with this time not primary so na handenge zidi zona nebitebe bindi biona I'm telling everybody from that line of thinking definitely omzaire tokija kuhamani when you make your bed you must lie on it orufumo orukera kurucha musoro kane zitalizimu kakuba no yale kitabu cyawe kujja kubyambe kiro mukika cyo kubyambe ukarara mutebe kaliro muntu akajya kusangiriza mwenda gwekiro kali mutebe ekitabu cyaze kurungi kinyizi nagamba obwakubona ndahitegereza mnagambo ubundi mnywani wangu n'uyu munyazale wange no bulemezi kandi abakatabiyamira mukitabu cyo kacyaze kurungi so tosoko ikoro bukuli mu mezi so lakini the application is nko muzeire tosobora kwikaruka rambikirizo kachulera abako fees tozina abako buri kintu kindi omwana akaba kandi abako bamusomeseza bamaze cyamusanju kandi yarabaho nasibiragana mu secondary meaning ngo muzeire naitaka hamweko nakoranya musana n'ekiro nuko umweki ono asobore kutunga mugisa omwana atunga mugisa agenda yongere abazaire abo tabarwa we admire and we wish and we sometimes we regret in some cases but you can't overlive in the past nosemera kudukira byo mesi ukurora mwana wanaka amaze sindi akado mwana wanaka amaze HSC ndahayo mwana wanaka amazire atunge degree okubanza budi yakabyo budi yakasatu uli nibakore bazo amikore okujaguza abana they are graduating bajoereza gauni makofira nebite bindi nebali bigenyi party so nohura no yegomba wakugondeze obe in that kind of thing kandi nebikurwamo bikongeraho umwana okutunga bulima katandika gukora akabakurungi akabayisa kurungi abazerebe na family wabo necyaro nekichoka nihanga obu naraba kutunga entasha no kumbeka kutunga amataka na matunga gandi that is your pride and that is your reward no sasurwa no semererwa no kuwara tokikano rwara no gurusa no kwikura to kuhingurana speed no kuzuka no kana nuzuka kurungiho habo kuba psychologically no hure no kokurukumarwa betwe bigira mukwe yangisa buli akanyama kakaleka na karantine ne wakata kaizira habwejo ndwale zinda amatoka galeka nebite rundo kabikesha rundo babiriaga cyadimu akasente no yahura kutugamba no tamweko no tekanizo mwana ngo therefore your sacrifices are being now rewarded your sacrificing is being rewarded umwana wako rabam na kumuza ndocha nawo wako mwana umutima nagamba yes tukaruga hara ndo mzee wange na afuba nyamsana nekiro yayanga kujwara akasutu kako kwa akasente ya fees so that one so dikimanyisa if you are to harvest you must plant if you are to plant you must prepare the land if you are to prepare the land you must have the equipment and also if you have to plant you have to have the seeds yes esagama kutugambe rugamrusara you can't eat what you have not prepared you can't put on what you have not prepared yes you can't give what you don't have so omuzeire mu context yejo ndani kubaliza bitu ndikikwata na hamwegi but also school administration hamkurora omgisa gucyaro omwana nasubira kujaga nasoma mporo bo muzeire akona leta kichweka it is rational and human enough and even divine omwegi cyari alike kwikara omukamo omgisa ije omwanya gugura abaguro omwegesa alo nasubira kugira hayatandikire nebitabu na kalamu omzeira akoraganiza wikir kwija haija kutunga kichoka cha center kirete kari wikir kwija ni kara kwika ija kwika kari omzeira to kuja kumwijuki ndo mwana tamwijuki rundi uwe taijuki obwara abatalisiri obu okamugarura omwana kongera kwikara nawe uja kumutera musango nko mukuru w'isomero habwe bitago newe bitu buli kaire kona buli muntu wendo gambo watalisiri fees otaije takosigeno otaije takaso dikizoka ku first of all ndoba abantu abo takubatekerezaho and not putting yourself in their shoes the conditions as varum obundi okabozirumu wazirugamu wayebwa rundi otazibya munakati but even then nko muntu akwetegereza all round person anya kuine intelligence anya kuine senses zone tano niskora oja kwa dokimanya ngo haro enyikare kusaneti mu bantu abamu yuno borabo tagiru and therefore you have to be considerate about these situations finally on this point tagaza point yenda ko atakagira tujagenda kumura betu kansige nagamba kan obunagamba stakeholders bali nagamba mzee nagamba bwege nagamba abakuru mu isomero but also of course their teachers but our government the overall stakeholder tejja kutukwatiraho byona yekora ebyombeko yakasasura begesa yakatekaniza amasomero yakatabo ebyetago kandi nesasura nabege bite bimnebemu please ntumanya naho sente tizukukanya obundi emisoro nete tugeha kundi obundi nezikurwa heru nazo niskeha obundi government tetekanize kukumara kutunga sente kuziha mu makoro netongole bindi kandi obundi hati nkaita mu Uganda tuyina obulemeezi obundi nuko eziziremu kutaziterekereza bakazitwara mirimo yazo abasajja n'abakazi abagezigezi nibacupura nibehaho ozaba ziri 10 nisigara ziri rusanju zisigara ziri 4 tizigenda mu mirimo hati ekyo nakyo nikereza sente kuburabura nokerwa. But I would appeal to our beloved government kugamba ngu do all the best that you can. Hakuwa nokimanya omusingi gw'obusinguzi bw'ensi yona kuba kusoma kwa abantu bayo. Yes, katumbule kataito tuja kugaruka tugenda maiso. We have a lot of stuff to discuss here to benefit all of us. Otaruga.
Fort TV, stay entertained.
bagira orufumu olwabayisenku rwitwe oluli very meaningful olwina amakulu ag'amaanyi okugamba ngu amata gatahatwa lwagatahasireho ata kagatahatahoga tagatahata obwagatahata amata agagata kandi amata obw'okumara gata tosobola kwongera okagayoramu.
Fort TV, stay entertained.
Webaleyo mukumiraho kokuke ingoza kutangira oburundi gundi n'okusimba habo okwikiriza okuba naito akasubikano. My bit of apologies that I may not sound so nice. There are a lot of changes taking place, change of weather, conditions and so on. Kindly accept me the way I sound for today at least, because it will be different a little bit. So my voice could be low, my articulation could be a little, but because I love this show, my Planet, because I love you, I like serving you, I like this institution, Fort TV, I'm around to really chat with you and discuss. The way we do it, we shall always get there. So tukageze kumuraho tubetubalizeho ebyenyegesa abegi basinde okubanza batandikire bakatandika. So ningoza kwekambisa abazaire bakurba amasomero, government, abegi and any other stakeholder itwena tukole ebirikoraho katukole byabwango turole amasomero gagenda maiso nigakora habokuba abegi baliyo tibasokubayo kwonka rundubuli tubasindikireyo tubahe byetago nabo tubekambisize naba abegi kutaho umutima ekyakurabizeho senior P7 okekamba nabali abandi bakakola ekichoka kyabo baitukira muno iwe you are the major point. Okay, kamba, you are the key stakeholder here. Okay, kamba na hati burata msekeno don't relax okatekereza kukole biregeso byasini yakana akasubika cyaro kayingi 4 years nango busubira wiruka kandi ijuka biri korujegere byokwege ibintu bikwatana ebya sine kubanza oboraka mu yakabiri ebya sine kubanza don't ignore them. Boraka myaka 3 bya kabiri don't ignore them. Boraka myaka 4 bya 3 don't ignore them. Ruli korujegere. So nikimanisa byone myaka eno borabo oli okubitekereza no kubikozesa no kwikano bijuka no byega no bikwata. It means obwiro obukurabangana mukonka tubuli bwingi tingambire bokusisa nango kurabangana mukuroho ebintu bingi haro genda kwata amabyo haro kubungaho mu nyabuzali haro kugenda mu center mu duka haro gukora kintu kuzana no kumara no kubyama no kukora buri kintu cyose. But hati hobo bwiro ndakubukesha osigaze obwire bwingiho obuteke mu kusoma kwa, so that at the end of the day oborabo no kole birengeso bya UCE rundi senior 4 oyanguhirwe okukora kurungi. Aba senior ya katano nabo bali haihi kutandika obara batakatandikiye. I'll check, but I think they should be getting ready for starting their first year of HSC, high school certificate, and higher, and advanced level, senior katano. Hakuba ebyarugire mu kukora kwa senior kada nabyo bikaija. You see Uganda, what is UC? Uganda Certificate of Education. Yes. Bakakule bilengeso nabyo ebyarugiremu bikaturuka bege ate bamanyire okujja. Bete byetago nico kimu nabali abatahire mu senior 1 n'abarukutamu 5. Kyonka embaganize eri obundi harulengo rwa higher and HSC kutasana ordinary level rundi senior kubanza kwa kayakana obundi resources haiguru hano abazaire betekanize kurungi hukiraho. I don't know. No mwegi nawe natekereza cyo kwegakwe nkekikuru muno abako bwongo bweze nugali habwe bitebe byarabiremu amazero musanju yatabone mbinda hati 11 hati nagenda mu 12 13 kakubambarante rudimentarily in that fashion. So ntekereza mwegi at that level ntekereza ugeze biyongera kugaliha akona genda mpaya kwa amaze senior 4 no muzaire narora okwekambo kwa beremu no kwehayo omwana ko mwegi kumuhichaho ali kote cyakoze kanta kusemera kuferwa when make your bed must learn it olubimbi otuzire kukora olubimbi rukole rulime runage rundi rugwise so mzena yongera amamani ndaba amasomero nabo ne barora that level is very important. Omwegi katuma homugisa habo kuba nagiye kwandika birengeso bya senior mukaga ebera mutashe mu university kandi kakwa amasomero kandi gatucha kurunga abeki to that level. It's very good. Nibeta kutonga abeki bengi no kwikirizibwa no kusagikwa government bene bitongole bindi and even to have that kind of pride as an institution kwehura mu nimukora kurungi. So ndababo mumuligo gumuryo gudi ntubagondeza nimbagoneza obusinguzi nimbagoneza kutandika kurungi no kutamutema kusoma no kubasabira nimbasabira. I'm a religious person but also pray for yourselves best and that one is very important. So that's that. Okusoma musingi mukuru muno okombeka ihanga kukurakurana kwihanga kusigikira hakusoma kwa abantu bali kusoma kwine biringo nyingi muno ari kusoma kwa mu bitebe mu classes no kusoma kuraba munyikara yesi ebite bitotori no kusoma kwa kuservice weka kwa muntu kumanya okitegereza but overall system kuterekereza nugu amasomero. So that one is extremely important and I support that 100+%. Yes, hati switching to or on something else, but closely related. This one is closely related so much with this show, my Planet. Yeah, it is central to this. It will be cut short when I get guests, but before they come, if they are to come, I will be talking about a few things here. Mwihanga ya Uganda, twine emikore tujaguza kumara wiki kandi tandika kugitekaniriza mu kwezi kwa kabiri.
Titi mutitira Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako 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 Akatoro kakegosi Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Titi mutitira Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Akatoro kakaguruka Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Titi mutitira Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Chali ninye nindamuki Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Ebyensi byona byamukama Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Changia tufurahie Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Sisi zote damu moko Karaire kabaine munyanyi wako Tukundane tufurahiane Karaire kabaine munyanyi watoto wa Mungu. Titi mutitira, titi mutitira, abo wetu ni baramucha. Titi mutitira, tukundane tusanjire, wekwimana ibishaka gutyo. Sisi watoto ya Mungu. Titi mutitira, sisi sote damu moku. Titi mutitira, nawe brasi wagonze. Titi mutitira, omwisiki were Jacinta. Titi mutitira, cyari abana b'umuka. Titi mutitira, titi mutitira, titi mutitira, uriwe akanyoni. Titi mutitira, doro moja emanzi. Titi mutitira, cyari kawa mukama. Titi mutitira, ebisubyo nawo bireki. Iwiwe nawa Yesu. Titi mutitira, titi
Fort TV. Stay entertained.
I have this morning, I'm blessed. I have guests here. I have two gentlemen who have come to check on us and share with us on Fort TV, where we keep entertained. Again, I'm Super Host Hamilton, and the show is My Planet. Has got to do with the nature, to do with everything, socio-economic, even political to some extent. But I will not take much of our time. I will invite my guests, starting with somebody just close to me here, to say who he is, where he's coming from, what he does, and a bit of that personal detail, but limited, of course. You're welcome, and this is Fort TV, where we keep entertained.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yes.
I'm Kasirinji Eliezer. We are represented here, come here on behalf of Work Aid, and I'm the representative of Work Aid in Western Uganda. where we supervise the projects which are supported by WorkAid, and then but mainly we are based in Karugutu.
In Karugutu.
Yes.
Maybe once in a while, since you are this person, you will be interjecting into the language of people to understand here and there. I have my other guest. Kindly introduce yourself in that fashion as briefly as you can, and of course we're glad to have you here.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be on Fort Portal TV. My name is Adrian Hatch, and I'm the Chief Executive of WorkAid. We're a UK-based charity that supports vocational training organisations and projects in Uganda, in the west, the north, the east, in fact, large parts of the country. So it's always a pleasure to be here, and hopefully we can tell you some more.
Thank you, Adrian, for coming to Fort Portal. This is Fort Portal Tourism City. This is Fort TV. As I said, we keep entertained. We are glad to receive you tonight or this morning for that matter. My other full names, locally I'm Hamilton Kalyegira, but for the sake of this show I'm Superhost Hamilton, and the show is My Planet. My Planet has got a lot to do with our life, with the lives of everyone, every creature, every individual. So you come all the way from UK, United Kingdom. How far in the past have you left the country? About a month ago or so?
No, in fact, it's a fairly short visit. I'm here for about 2 weeks. I've been here a week already. So I've been to Gulu and to Masindi, and now I'm in Fort Portal. So
in Fort Portal, yes.
About halfway through.
Welcome to Fort Portal. It's beginning to cool a little bit. It has been hot for quite some time. Tell us a little more about this project, WorkAid. What do you do? How do you do it? Is it a company? Is it a charity? Is it an NGO, non-government organization, or not-for-profit? What is it briefly in a minute or so?
So WorkAid is a charity, or you could call it a not-for-profit as well, based in the UK, in the town of Chesham, in close to London. And what we do, working with volunteers, we refurbish very good quality but old tools like saws, hammers, machines, and we send them to Uganda and to other countries to help entrepreneurs and vocational training organisations to teach young people trade skills, which I think is very, very important. And what's nice is that a lot of the tools that we send could well have ended up being thrown away, but which would have been a big waste. So by refurbishing them, we give young people an opportunity to learn a skill, whether it be carpentry, masonry, tailoring. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adrian. So are you doing it all over this country or some regions? Things like that?
Yeah, so Fort Portal, Kasese, Gulu, Lira, Kitgum.
Okay.
So a few areas, yeah.
Very good, and that's very good. Eliza, what do you want to say on that point? Do you have something you want to add on before we proceed?
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
WorkAid has been so instrumental in empowering the young people here, especially the area where I'm supervising, the Western. I take out from Masindi up to Kabale. My work is to supervise those projects, to see how they are progressing, and if there's a need, then I ask the WorkAid, our chief executive, to tell him what we need.
Okay, that's great. That's very good. Adrian, how long have you been here implementing these projects? A year or two or so?
Well, I've been with WorkAid for 5 years, but I've been to Uganda prior to that. But we've what we used to do is we supported many projects. Now we support fewer, but in a more consolidated way. Okay. And we've been doing that for the past 3 years.
Are you beginning to see the harvest out of your effort or input?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Where, for example, in the country? Which?
Well, here. I mean, we were here yesterday.
That's very good.
Mr. Kazuringi could probably tell us the name of the village we visited.
Yes.
But to see some of the young people who had been taught at the Bulhalo Foundation and were now actually earning a living in tailoring, in metal fabrication was very, very heartening. So we can see the fruits of what we've...
That's great. I've seen the director of Bulhalo Foundation, Kikora Masereka, Umsiakulu, wasinja kuleta abagenyi, wasinja kusibu I'm speaking local language for the Kasesan Mountain area people. Oh, thank you so much. How long is this project going to last? Are we going to be seeing you for a few more years and to even support other groups other than the ones? How many are they that you are supporting in the region? Also, are there too many questions? I think.
To be honest, we don't support many. It's about 8 organisations, but we support them in a very focused way.
Yes,
and
yes.
I would like to think that if the work we're doing with these organisations continues to be successful, that we could enlarge the programme. But we are very cautious.
Yes,
we want
yes.
to make sure that we do quality over quantity.
That's correct.
I think that is important.
That's very important. So this project is running for about a year to come? It's still on for a while? Continuous in some sense?
It's continuous in some sense.
In some sense, yes. Yeah.
We send containers from the UK for the tools, so it's a process. We send them on a regular, once or twice a year.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Elias, what do you think the impact of these projects are going to be to the communities? The communities likely to benefit, or these individuals who are taking the training themselves?
Oh, the community is benefiting, in fact benefiting a lot, because now like the trainees whom we are handling are producing quality materials which the community is buying.
Like chairs, like tables, things?
Anything. Chairs, tables, things concerning the welding, things of carpentry, all those materials which are produced. The things of tailoring, they are all at quality, and then they are given out at subsidized price.
Who takes the money? The parents, guardians, or the practical learners themselves?
The issue is after training, then after we as trainers,
yes,
we make these people graduate, then they go and set their own businesses. They earn a living to support themselves and then also their families.
Okay, that's
and
correct.
In the field also, they keep also training their fellows who cannot make it to the training centers.
Okay. Yeah. When they graduate, what do you do? Do you say, bye, we have been with you, goodbye, let's start on a new group, or do you make follow-ups?
Oh, this time, previously, we were just giving out any project that applies, we just give. But this time around, when Mr. Adrian came in as the Chief Executive of WorkAid, he had to transform.
To guide on how maybe follow them up.
And this time now, after training, we group them in 2 groups, then they are given starter kits to go and begin their own businesses. And from that, they are able now to also generate their own income. Then each individual is able now to buy his or her own machine.
That's correct.
Own individual business.
That's very good. I'm really interested in that startup kits, because sometimes you give them 1 or 2 machines, but also they have to find a place where to put it. They have to rent a place. They have to do a few things to have the place habitable and so on. So in addition to the machinery you provide, you also give some few.
We train them in the entrepreneurship skills.
Yes,
whereby we train them how to generate income and also how to select a potential place where where they can get the market for their products.
Can the communities also make a contribution in terms of saying, now you don't have money to get rent, can you be in this place? Is the community playing a role in supporting these trainings?
There are some areas where we have got those local leaders. Like they have the support level, the community development officer, who have been instrumental in helping those young people. Like sometimes when they're at a certain center, they say, this room, there's no one who can rent it. Can we please help someone who can be using it until he generates income for himself and then able to do what to pay for that rent? Okay. So that has been happening in some areas.
That's very good. Sometimes ask a lot of questions, but I think it is for the interest of us to know. When, Adrian, we have you once in a while in the region, we feel that we really discuss these matters. Do you have some idea, since you started this project, how many could have graduated already and how many are still undertaking their training? Adrian, maybe?
I mean, probably Mr. Kazaringi is the better person to answer that question.
Yeah,
it's a good number.
Yeah.
Good number.
Got some rough idea.
Yeah, in fact, like in the Fort Portal here, we have given out to so many projects around Fort Portal City and beyond. And for the current program where we are supporting a few projects, as you said, you are asking whether we make a follow-up. yeah, we make it follow. That's why Adrian's here.
Yes,
I do give reports of how the progress is going on in the field, and then he comes to confirm that, yeah, things are going on. And then after the reports, then we are able to see how those people are progressing. If there are issues, we help them in to solve those issues. If the things are not enough, we say we can still reboost them.
That's very good. I'm really glad, because normally you can invest, put the resources in something, and if you don't follow up to make sure that people are being helped further, then it doesn't make very good sense. Adrian, I've asked you a lot of questions here, and I have a few more to go. But before, is there something you want to talk about Uganda in general, talk about this region in particular, related to your work, and a little bit outside it in terms of environment, nature, and all these conditions?
To be honest with you, of course, we work in different countries.
Yes,
and
yes.
I always take great pleasure in visiting Uganda, because the people are so friendly.
Good.
But not only that, I mean, it's a beautiful country, not least, but I think what really impresses me is how people, given a small opportunity, can make something big from that. People is amazing what people can achieve with very little, but we see some people having big businesses now. So that always gives me great pleasure. So I always think Ugandan people are very entrepreneurial anyway. So the fact that we can actually support them with that entrepreneurism is satisfying.
That's very good. So we, as Ugandans, have our ambassador in the UK now, because you are part of this family called Uganda, because you like the country. Really, people are hospitable, know that one. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but we love people. And some of us discovered that Britons, most of you are really also friendly and like supporting us. What do you want to say before we proceed with other questions?
You talked about
to your people, maybe short wave a little bit, tell them where you are and what you're talking about.
There are two things. One is you are asking whether if I have like estimated number of the graduates.
Exactly. Yeah.
As in the new program, we are going by a monitoring and evaluation plan, whereby each project is having a specific number which it must produce within the year.
Okay.
And good enough, when we were going through those projects, we found that a good number has graduated. Like Bulalo itself has a good number. It was presenting to us of 50 have graduated.
Okay.
From Bulalo in Kazingo. And then for Albert Valley, where I come from now, our connected center for all these projects in the Rensol here, in the western part, we have a big number. Like in every area, like tailoring, like 12, carpentry, around 13. By end of the year, we are expecting 80 shall have graduated.
Okay.
And our year starts from August to July.
Oh.
Then for the listeners, the projects which you have been running before, we discovered that there are some tools which have not been serviced and they have been dumped. So we are in the progress of seeing how we can collect them, we service them, and see how they can be put to use.
Yes, yes.
So that program is coming in very soon, so that we can see how we can help more many people who can benefit from this program.
Thank you so much. Really, you answered my question in advance, but I was about to ask about the duration of each intake, and you have answered it. But the other aspect I want to put forward is that how do you look at the gender aspect? Do you take boys and girls, or you say maybe girls are not strong and to pull the soul? What Adrian, what do you look at?
I mean, now in this day and age, I've seen ladies doing motor mechanics, and why not?
Yes.
You know, it's like anything now. The gender is together, and I think we don't discriminate at all. Anyone who wants to enroll in any program is welcome.
Is open to
Absolutely.
Sure,
Yeah.
That's correct. Are the numbers more or less matching in terms of percentage? In terms of maybe 50 boys, maybe 4 boys, 3 girls, or depending upon the response you get?
Yeah, it depends on the trade that we are someone.
The trade, yes.
Like in tailoring, there are more of ladies.
Female dominated.
Yes.
Okay,
in carpentry and mechanics, there are more of males,
Yeah.
and few of the females. So it depends on the trade.
Okay. What about the age structure in terms of, are you admitting those 13 years or starting from some age and stopping at some age?
The fact is, we are looking at the disadvantaged young people.
Okay.
Because like those, even if he's 13, 12 years, but he dropped out of school and he has no way out.
Okay.
You
give that support.
We give the support for the training. And most of them are doing very well, those young people.
Okay. Let me talk about the learning center, training centers. How are they distributed? Because some people walk long distances to get a place, they're tired, and others are failing because of that. How central do you establish your training centers?
For Poto City and Kabarole District, we selected Mural Foundation in Kazingo. And what we do is, after completing the course, where they go, they also become ambassadors of the training.
Okay.
Because they also start training those who not make it to the training center. And then for Budibujo, Ndoroko, we have Albert Valley in Karugutu, which is connecting now all the projects, right from Masindi up to Kabal, as I said. Then in Kasese, we have Songora North, Songora South, Konzo East and Konzo West. We have also those representatives who are training from those areas.
Yes.
And then we went to Kabale. Kabale is representing the Angola Kigezi region,
Okay.
whereby you have Rubanda technical training, which is handling all those areas.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. What process do you go through to enlist or register or get these learners? Do you put announcements on radios? You advertise in newspaper, the Monitor? You work with which stakeholders help you to identify these individuals really? Because sometimes you find in my family I could be having 4 or 5 children and they have other opportunities, but because I see there is this opportunity, so I bring about 3 or 4. How do you do it?
We are working with the community leaders because they are the ones who are with the families who have problems. And sometimes we ask like CDO, please can you identify some families which have those who children who dropped out of school, and then they're able to identify them. And then we also use the media, announcements like radios, and also we use posters. And posters, please, such people, please, the training is taking place, can you come for registration, like that. But the only challenge we have been having in the field is we are dealing with the impoverished community, where it is hard for someone even to raise a shilling to pay for the training. And so what we did was, when they come for training, of course, after learning how to make something like an item or a material, then he starts selling that material to generate something for himself. And of course, sometimes they divide the training center and the student himself to see which person the training center can remain with, and how much can also the trainee take. So that's how we've been able to help them through.
It is. What have I not asked you that you feel you should say before I proceed? Because sometimes you have a lot of interactions you have in the communities. For example, the safety and security of the equipment of these learners, and the kind of response you see among the guardians and parents, things relating to that. Are you comfortable with what is happening? So you expect a quick, constant multiply effect out of the project?
There's an issue in the community, especially parents and the guardians. They are looking at vocational skills as a cause for education failures. But in the actual sense, it is a cause which is more better off than anything.
It's more practical for sure.
Yes, because this is a course which will empower someone to earn anything on his or her own. Okay. Unlike this formal education, secondary education, primary secondary education, where we only teach theories, and then at the end of the day, someone ends at the street. But so there should be some civic education of mind change. Mindset change in our parents. They should consider vocational training skills as something which is more worthy to be given to the child.
Okay. That's very good. I have given some bit of rest to Adrian for a while, but let me ask you, given what you have seen and you are feeling and the environment you are scanning, are you seeing us getting more opportunities of constant support from your country, from your organization, from your project? Are you motivated really to? Because you seem psychologically to be really getting happy with what you're doing.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, by coming here to Uganda, I can see how the young people who finish the training, what happens to them.
Exactly.
And I put a lot of emphasis on actually meeting the young people after they've completed their training, they've set up their own business, and I interview them, and we can use them as case studies to show people how successful it is. And I think that for me is important. If I spend a year in the UK, you're very detached from what's going on here. So what I see is very, very uplifting.
Okay.
And I just think most people, not everybody, but most people who get the opportunity grasp it with both hands. They grasp it and they make something of it.
Okay. And that's really a very good motivation. I'm sure when you go back, originally you were thinking about maybe your family, your country, and a few other projects, but now part of your heart will be remaining this side. So let's expect you more often to check on us. It motivates them also to see you, and you move around with them. So we expect a few more years of support. Our time is unfortunately soon running out, but it is important for you to have an opportunity to say a few more things that I may have not asked you about your project and other things as well.
Okay, I mean, there's not a lot, but you've been very thorough, actually. I've been quite impressed. But no, it's really just to anybody, all I would say is there are limited opportunities. So anybody, they should contact directly either Mr. Kazuringi or the Bulhalo Foundation and to see if there are opportunities for them. Because I've seen the Bulhalo Foundation as an example 3 years ago. And we identified it as a really strong project, potentially. I see it now 3 years later, and it's grown magnificently. It's really doing a good job. So that's what I would like to say, is that these organisations who we're working with, contact them, see if they have opportunities for training, because they're good organisations and they will support you, and we will support them.
That's correct. Adrian, I want to invite you, whenever you come around in this region, please visit this Fort TV. We keep entertained, we are educative, we guide, we really love people, support young people, because our largest part of the largest population of the country are young people. And sometimes are the people who are lured into activities which are subversive. And so when we make that contribution, we feel well, we feel good. And that TV is youth-friendly. By the way, the chief executive officer of this TV is a young man, is a gentleman. I'm 3-4 times older than him, but that initiative is very good, and that's why he accepted us really to have this project. Kasirinji, in your last remarks, in the next 1 minute, because here time is precious also, like everywhere else, and other people are coming into work here. Before I conclude with Adrian, but let me start with you, say a few things as we close in a minute.
My appeal to the community is to embrace this opportunity of skills training.
Yes.
And because like even those in secondary schools, the new curriculum says each student should learn the skills, so that to avoid this thing of being at the street. So I just appeal to the parents to send their children to these training centers. We have Buraro in Fort Portal City, Nyangabo district. We have Albert Valley, especially for Bulibujo, Doroko, and other areas. So let the parents use that opportunity for their children to be trained.
Okay, thank you so much. Adrian, in the next 2 minutes, your summary of the whole discussion and a few other things you may want to, and giving us promise that you're coming back here and checking the region. Yes.
I try and visit once a year, and maybe next time I will send one of my colleagues in the UK.
Yes.
Because I think it's important for them to see what is being achieved here. And every time I come here, I feel privileged. I feel inspired by what I see, particularly by talking to the young people. So I feel, as a God-fearing person, I feel that God wants us to be here. What we're doing is something that's important. And all I would say is I look forward each year to coming back. I'm getting old now, so how much longer I'll be able to do it, I don't know.
Yes.
But I always enjoy being here, and I would say to all the organisations and to all the people we work with, please keep on working as hard as you can, and we will do what we can to support what you are doing, because we believe in you. You're the future of Uganda, and it's important you build this country.
That's correct. Globally, we are reaching so many audiences. Would you like to make one socio-economic statement globally, maybe about the project, because it is in other countries as well, I assume? How is it performing there, and what would you like to see happening?
One thing we do, for example, in Zambia, is we work with the Ministry of Education, and we work in secondary schools.
Yes.
And we provide help the schools provide a vocational pathway rather than an academic pathway, because not every child is suited to an academic pathway. And it's something I think we'll explore more and more here, to work closely with schools. But slowly we'll probably pilot it. But we know from experience in other countries that actually that's a really good place to work with young, or to target young people, to get them the skills, the business skills and the hand skills to actually do something worthwhile and meaningful.
That's good. I'm a nature-based person, like nature environment, and we are struggling with global warming, climate change. How do you find the environment here vis-a-vis UK and other places?
Maybe I'm not the best person to ask. And I first came to Uganda in the 90s, so I see a big difference. I see a lot of development. But, you know, every country, I think, struggles with the environment.
Yes,
I understand this year that the rainy season has started very early.
Yes,
whereas in my country, we've been flooded terribly.
For sure, yes.
This
Yeah.
month.
And once in a while you get heat waves and so on.
It can get hotter in the UK than it can in Uganda. I mean, we had 40 degrees last year, which is hot, particularly for people with my coloured skin. But the world is changing, so we
need to do something about it, I'm sure.
But what we're doing is environmentally sustainable. We're not actually, these tools are not being thrown away and burnt and disposed of. We're recycling, so you shouldn't have to make more tools.
Okay.
You should be able to use the tools you're
Thank you very much. We can't go beyond this point. Superhost Hamilton with Plannet. I've had two gentlemen, the guests here from Work Aid. One is locally based here in the region. Indigenous one is our very important, nice brother out there in the country of United Kingdom. We are talking about how to help the young people vocationally, practically to learn something that is going to keep benefiting them. Until some other time, we are sending out. Bye-bye.